Hey guys, good morning. I guess back east this will be afternoon for you guys. A lot to share with you. Uh, Today is my birthday. I've gotten a lot of birthday wishes. If I haven't thanked you individually, it's not because I'm trying to overlook you. I apologize. So, a lot on my mind. This will be a September 26th. I promise I'll never forget. The most important part, I think, that a lot of you have asked is some of you are concerned about me. I am safe. Um, and I want to share a little bit of my mindset, why I'm where I'm at, how I got here, some of it anyway, without going into too much detail. I will tell you this though. Um, Remember watching this video when you do and write down 926. So when the book comes out and you read the book and you read the story about 926 and 925, you'll remember this video and go, that's what he was talking about. Anyway, so I guess the best way I could start is by sharing a little bit of yesterday with you, because in some ways my plans, my strategy has changed literally overnight, and I'll share the hows and the whys with you on that. And it was something that dawned on me within the last hour. I got a birthday message from somebody I haven't seen in a long time, just saying, "I hope this journey is everything we hoped it would be." And I found that so fitting in the moment, because the truth of the matter is I didn't expect this journey to be anything. I didn't know what it was going to be. The part of the excitement, part of the fun, part of what was going to make the book fantastic was the unknown. I had some ideas, some very naive ideas, but I didn't have any expectation, and that's how I attacked the whole journey. And the early part, it was no worries, and then the middle part, still no worries, but it changed a little bit. And then now we're I got you, but thank you, man. Thank you, buddy. Anyway, so I got a little bit sidetracked. I'm sorry, somebody just spoke to me. Anyway, I didn't have any expectations, and naively, when I started this, I was going to go out Lincoln Highway and through the mountains, and it's cold here in the desert. I couldn't imagine what the mountains would be like. Anyway, I'm kind of beating around the bush here. So yesterday, I tried to stay in touch with you guys. It was my first day of heading way out into the mountains, not in the mountains, way out into the desert, and I had packed more provisions than I ever had. I packed a case of water, a lot of food, weighed down my bag pretty substantially. I was going a little slower than I had been going, I'd like to be going, and I pulled over to kind of catch a break and drink some water, and I was well into my journey, and I dealt with some issues back home, a doctor's appointment, a follow-up, not mine, somebody else's, conversations that went about it, and I was kind of in my spot. And so just so you know, the night before, Monday night, I got very little sleep. To those of you that don't know, sleeping outside with a sleeping bag that thick on hard ground is not very comfortable. It's my choice. I'm not trying to blame anybody or say it's anybody's decision but mine. I'm just simply sharing with you. It's not like you get a full 8 hours and you wake up and go, "Whoop, that was wonderful." Didn't have a lot of sleep the night before. So now I'm on my journey into the desert yesterday, and one of the things that came to light as you drive down Route 40, 66 in New Mexico, This is one of those naivetes of mine that I may have paid for. Uh, it's not as if you just have wilderness you can just walk off any which way. There's barbed wire, that's private property, within about 40 or 60 feet off the highway. So my choices to bed down for the night are within 40, 60 feet of the highway. That having been said, I got nothing but hard rock, just not a very comfortable position. Anyway, so last night, let me just kind of get you inside my head a little bit. I won't give you all the gory details, although some are gory. And again, that's where you'll just have to trust me. I wouldn't cover it all in the video, and I couldn't cover it all in the video. I could talk to you for about an hour, just talking to you about last night. Anyway, so because of the day's events, I didn't get nearly as far as I wanted. The next town of any substance was a town called Santa Rosa, which is 58 miles away. So I wasn't going to get it yesterday. I wasn't going to get it the next day. So I tried to conquer this and say, well, you know, you're going to get through this. And I tried to lay down and bed down for the night. Well, here's something I never anticipated. Your mind is a very powerful thing, and that's when it's good and when it's bad. And so first of all, let me try to describe to those of you that don't know, have never been away from a city or a town. 8 o'clock p.m. in New Mexico is dark as dark could be. You can't see your hand in front of your face until the moonlight comes out. When the moonlight comes out, it's a little bit different. But it is dark as dark could be. Well, I'm not going to be anything else I'm going to do out there, so pull out my sleeping bag and try to lay down and get some sleep. The problem is, as the cars get fewer and further between, the noises don't. So the noises, I don't know if that's an insect. I don't know if that's a rattle. I'm remembering bobcats I came by that were dead on the side of the highway. I'm remembering people telling me look out for the coyotes. You try to go to sleep comfortably on essentially rock, and hearing these noises and having these things run through your mind. So suffice it to say that the chance of me falling asleep comfortably wasn't going to happen, and these fears and dreads that I have about the weather, not the weather, but the animals and the wildlife rather, isn't going to change and get any better. So around 10:30 at night, I gather my things up, and there's a funny story to this too, as well as some of the gory, some as well as scary. And I kind of head on down to the highway, trying to figure out what my next course of action is going to be. I didn't know. This journey has been the unknown. What I did know is that I had at least another 2 days to get into what did I say, Santa Roma? I forgot now. Anyway, and then after that, I had another 3 to 4 to Albuquerque, with again only one more little town in between that I could tell. So I got on the highway at night and tried to start walking. I'll share this part with you. Normally I walk with traffic. At night I wasn't about to walk with traffic. But the challenge in New Mexico, I'll explain this to you, is their roads, they got about a 4-foot shoulder. Andrew back in Oklahoma had got me a bunch of provisions. One was a little headlight. I've got some glow-in-the-dark stuff. I've got a flashlight. But what I seemed to find, or what I thought was, it seemed like the light was attracting the drivers, almost like, what is that thing from a distance? They're kind of pulling over towards me, a little bit scarier. So I've got this heavy cart behind me, and the way they build the shoulder is you've got weeds, and then you've got kind of a gravel, real rocky gravel. Then you've got a rocky paved spot about probably 1.5 inches up. And then you've got a third tier, which is the shoulder part, about 1 inch up. Well, as you're walking, as the cars were coming, what I was doing is I was stepping to the side, into the weeds essentially. And in doing so, I was trying to walk, drifting away, and the first time it happened, my foot hit the thing, and with a 25-pound backpack on and a cart behind me, my foot rolled and Jim went a-tumbling. That was the first time of about 3 times that took place. Now, the other 2 times, luckily, I didn't go down. I just rolled over my ankle. So now I'm limping quite a bit. And it's dark. And then as I step into the weeds each time, there's critters in those weeds. So first time it happened, I jumped about, I don't know, 6.5 feet, and knew I needed a new change of pants at that point in time. So, as you said, the mind is very powerful, and there's just no way I was going to get any sleep. So, knowing that I've got, again, it wasn't like I could go a half a mile off the road. There's no crossroads, there's no intersections, there's no anything. So, I'm faced with this dilemma, right? Thinking about my kids, thinking about getting home safely, these trucks rolling by. So, I parked it. I sat down for a little while. And made a plan. I didn't really make a plan. I didn't know what the plan was going to be. I knew my plan was to sit down and not get killed in that moment and try to stay awake through the night. As it turns out, I think a couple people thought I was homeless and offered me a donut, one offered me a cold beer. But suffice it to say that I did not walk into Albuquerque where I am now. I was suggested, and I took it. I just couldn't do another 5 nights, and I still have this challenge ahead of me, the rest of New Mexico and Arizona. But I have a few people that reached out to me in Albuquerque that I'll be reaching out to, and hopefully I can meet with them a little bit, and maybe even find a warm floor for the night. But anyway, like I said, I'm on about an hour's sleep. I won't even tell you kind of the places I tried to sleep last night, including under an 18-wheel truck that was parked and resting, curled up. Never mind. I said I wouldn't tell you all the gory stuff. Anyway, I'm safe and I'm sound. The point I'm making is I didn't quite walk across the country. Certainly don't think of it as a failure. If somebody wants to go ahead and say that, go right ahead, that's okay. I still have a challenge ahead of me, but I'm going to be here for a couple of days. I'm heading over to the campground here, finding my way over to the Campground of America here in Albuquerque, and I'll be going from there. So, sorry it's getting to you so late in the day back east. It was a 3-hour ride to get into Albuquerque. Also, I didn't realize this at the time, but Albuquerque is many mountains. I believe it's kind of at the bowl of the mountains. So, not sure where I would have been able to sleep roadside. That 40-foot window really put a crimp into things. But like I said, even had that not been there, my mind, every noise, what's that, what is that, don't know how much. So I'm on about two days back to back of about probably 3.5 hours the first night, and about 1.5 hours last night. So if I seem a little bit out of it or groggy, I apologize. Get you some more details, but most importantly for me and my children is I'm safe and I'm sound, and we're going to keep working on spreading the message, if not the fact that I've walked. Got around out of time. Love you, Kira, Grace, Landon. Love you guys so much. Have a great day, guys.